like me, every year you plan to go to all the carnivals in the Caribbean, but that never really happens. But maybe you want to know what's going on. We got your Carnivals 2018 guide, and I had to call on my friend Kerra Denel from Kerra Denel Entertainment. She's an international event manager. She does voiceovers, just so many things. You're a Renaissance woman.
What can I say?
What can I say, right? Literally just got off a plane. That's how she rolls.
Literally.
Literally.
Only for you though.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, and I call on you. I say you're the person to call because you've been to like every carnival, I believe, and not just gone to participate. You've had events in these islands. You know the movers and shakers of each of these carnivals. So you kind of have an intimate understanding of what's involved. So we want to give people like a little rundown of like what to expect. And obviously it's kind of late for Trinidad Carnival at this point. Should have been like,
they could still jump on a plane. It's just going to be really expensive. But
this is the story. But let's say you want to jump on a plane. Let's go through, and we're going to start with Trinidad, Trinidad, Did you know I'm half Trini? I always big up my Vincy roots, but my dad is Trinidadian.
Sometimes I forget, to be very honest.
Because I always big up Trini. Yes. It means SVG?
Yeah, all the time. I'm like, no, I tell people, I'm like, Nneka's from St. Vincent. I'm like, oops.
And Trinidad, I gotta represent as well. So, okay, what are the key dates? When is Carnival this year?
So, 2018, February 12th and 13th. Monday and Tuesday.
That's the big. Obviously, there's more to that, but those are the two big days.
Those are the mass days, yeah.
How much on average for like costume, flight, accommodation?
So generally from Toronto, I would say you're looking at about 800 Canadian for a flight. Now, if you book a year in advance, which most people do,
a year,
you can get it. Yeah, literally once Trinidad Carnival is done today, they're booking a ticket tomorrow for next year. You can get it for about 500, give or take, but you're looking at about 800 to 1100 if you're booking last minute. And the costumes generally go about 1,000 Canadian.
Okay.
That's a backline costume, so that's like the minimal.
What? Okay, but they're beautiful. Every year I look at the costumes and
amazing.
I'm like coveting majorly. Yeah. Okay, so then you do that, your accommodations, you can stay in a hotel or guest house or whatever.
You can do either or. Airbnb usually is the best thing. If you book it in advance, again, you're looking at about $100, $150 a night. Or you can stay at the Hyatt or the Marriott, depending on what kind of income you have.
Yes.
And that would be about 200 plus. But again, if you wait last minute, you're going to be sleeping at a friend's house.
Okay. Or what kind of carnival loan you have.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a thing.
It is.
That is a thing. What's a pro tip? Like, what's something you could tell us so that people...
So Trinidad Carnival is the biggest carnival in the world next to Brazil. I would say pace yourself. Like vitamins. There's nothing like a Trinidad Carnival. There's nothing like it. So
vitamins beforehand.
Vitamins before, during, vitamin B and vitamin C. Those are your friends. Vitamin B and C. And yeah, get as much rest as possible before you get to Trinidad and go to the gym. Because
stamina.
Stamina,
for sure. Okay, so this is another one. We got to talk about Jamaica Carnival. Oh, I should say Dominica and Haiti, I think, on the same day, Trinidad as well.
Around the same time, yeah.
Cool, shout out. Jamaica Carnival. More and more popular, I find. More and more Instagram stuff happening.
It's definitely grown over the years, 100%.
So, what do we need to know? Like, what's the date?
It's April 8th.
Okay, yeah. April 8th, 2018. What kind of accommodation? What are we looking at in terms of average price?
Not as bad as Trinidad. So you can get a place, Airbnb, I believe, from like $60 to about $150. But the key is with these places is make sure you book in advance, because the longer you wait, the more expensive it's going to be. And then you have the all-inclusives, which you can pay about $200, give or take, to stay. So it's not as terrible as Trinidad, but it's still up there. So.
And then the costume?
The costumes are about $400 to $500 US, actually. So
are we backline?
Yes, that's backline.
Okay. What about a pro tip? Do you have a pro tip for Jamaica Carnival?
So they say that every year in Jamaica it rains on Carnival Day. You get a shower of blessings. So just make sure you're mentally prepared to get wet.
Protect those feathers. Spray
those feathers, spray that makeup, spray that hair.
Love it. Okay, moving on to the best one, the best carnival, St. Vincent Carnival. SVG, Vincy Mass as we call it.
Yes.
Which... Okay, I'm biased, I know. I haven't played Vincy Mass. Maybe 2013 was my last time. It's grown, it's changed a lot. I mean, we got new bands in there like Oxygen, Mass, shout out.
Yeah.
So what's the date? What is the date this year for Carnival?
It's July 10th and 11th or July 9th and 10th?
9th and 10th?
Yeah.
Yes, amazing. And then was it last year?
So last year was my first time going to Vincy Mass. And I will be back for the next 10 to 20 years. As long as I can whine, I will be there.
Good.
Vincy Mass was amazing. Definitely one of my better carnivals that I've been to because it was so raw and authentic. It hasn't been dominated by the other islands yet, which is technically what's been happening with the rest of the carnivals. But it was just a pure vibe, non-stop party, non-stop drinking. It was a good time.
What are we looking for in terms of price? Like, what's the average?
So from Toronto, the tickets are about $800. I believe Caribbean Airlines is now doing a charter to St. Vincent for Carnival.
And Sunwing, and I'm not sure yet about Air Canada, but there's some charters.
So definitely Caribbean Airlines. So I would say it's about $800, give or take, and then the costumes you're looking at about $300.
Backline, wow,
yeah,
love it. What's the pro tip? I guess I should talk about that too. I don't know.
You should know.
Go to the beach after Juve? I don't know. Is that good?
So most of these carnivals,
I don't even play Juve. I'm one of those people. I'm not a paint person. But anyway,
I think that it's a dress. If we're doing an overall pro tip for Vincy, I would say dress stylish but comfortable. Because most of the girls that go to these other carnivals, heels, wedges, super fancy, but Vincy is a raw get down vibe.
Yes.
So be cute, but be comfortable.
Rat-tat-tat-tat, indeed. Okay, so that's Vincy Carnival. Right on the tail of Vincy is St. Lucia. And they mash up the place in terms of dennery and all that stuff this year. So I feel like a lot of people are going to want to go to St. Lucia this year.
There's a lot of international people flying into St. Lucia.
They have like a bunch of different regional carnivals, but the main one is the
16th and 17th of July. So literally 1 week after St. Vincent. So technically you could fly to St. Vincent, just take 2 weeks vacation and then go from St. Vincent to St. Lucia.
I love it. Average cost, like just quickly run through cost.
So I would say about same thing, $700 to $800 for the ticket. Their cost, it's 2 days of Carnival, so it's about $500 US for both days. And their pro tip is you can never have enough rum. So drink rum all day, every day. That is the tip. St. Lucia rum.
Apparently. Responsibly, people.
Yes.
But it helps when you want to have fun, for sure. Vitamins. Okay, what is next? So now we're into Toronto. Indeed. And so every year I say it's my last year playing Toronto Carnival, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. This year, what is it falling on?
I believe it's the 4th of August. Yep.
Excellent. It's hard to say, but let's just talk about costumes. Price-wise.
Costumes are a little bit cheaper in Toronto, I find. So you're looking at about 300 Canadian for a costume. And that's backline, and you'd probably get a front line for maybe 6. So it's not as terrible as the rest of the places.
Okay, terrible.
Yeah.
But what's the pro tip? Like there's so many different, what's your pro tip?
So Toronto, what can we say about Toronto?
It's kind of away from, the parade itself is not near to anything.
Exactly. So make sure you stock up, you eat before you get on the road, bring some snacks. You can't drink on the road for Toronto, so a little pre-game would be a good idea for you guys.
That's a good tip. And the phone situation.
Yes, they don't work. So usually what we usually do when I used to live in Toronto, so it's so long and delayed for you to get a message for someone, you would tell them what pole you're at. So then you would time to say, okay, this message came in 20 minutes later. This is what pole they're at. We can estimate that they're now at this pole by then. So we always use the pole as a marker.
The pole, random. Okay, got it. That's a good pro tip for Toronto Carnival. I was just in Barbados.
Yes, you
I have a new appreciation for Barbados. It's awesome. I would love to go to Crop Over. Have never been. The date this year, it's always August around 6th. Carnival.
The Monday right after Toronto Carnival.
Excellent. So what do we need to know? What's the cost, the costumes and accommodation?
So Barbados is about $600 US for a backline. Flights are about a Trinidad type of pricing, so it's about 800 to 900.
Okay.
And then sunblock and water is your friend for Barbados. Like I have had sunburn every single time I've flown to Barbados.
Because it's so flat, right?
Yeah.
It's so direct.
So I would say 100 SPF, or like you said, 40, because after you pass 40, it's the same thing anyways.
I've heard that. That's what they say. I don't know. But it's true. It's hot. It's very direct.
Hydration, 100%. I would take it easy on the drinking in Barbados. Hydrate more, sunblock. That's your best friend.
I love it. Love the pro tip. And of course, Notting Hill in London.
Yes, good time.
It's good, eh? Yeah. What do we know? What do we need to know?
So London Carnival is Notting Hill Carnival. That happens on the 26th and 27th of August. So Monday and Tuesday again. This carnival is pretty much the size of Trinidad Carnival. Like it's huge. the first time I went, I turned around on the back of the truck and I almost fell off because I was in awe. I'm like, where did all these people come from? You know, and it's such a diverse community of people. It's not just Caribbean people that are participating, you know. So their carnival, the pro tip for that is definitely bring a sweater on the road, because every time I've been there, I've frozen in some capacity. So bring a sweater, put it on the truck, find a friend, put it in a backpack. Boys always have backpacks.
True.
So bring a light sweater, put it in one of the boys' backpacks, and you'll be good. But it always tends to be cold either the Sunday or Monday. The Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
And the Juve is a must. You have to play Chocolate Mass in Notting Hill.
Chocolate Mass. Okay, I'm all up for that.
Chocolate.
Cadbury. What? I did not know about this. That's amazing.
You don't want to trust. It's an experience of a lifetime. You don't want to miss that.
Okay, and obviously New York Carnival is Labor Day, and then but also Miami. I keep hearing a lot about Miami.
It's the last carnival of the year
This year, so it's always Thanksgiving.
Canadian. Thanksgiving. Yeah. So it's usually around the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, around that time in October. It's actually my birthday trip every year. So my birthday's on the 11th, guys.
Okay.
So it's always around that time. But to go to Miami, it's a hop and skip. So you're looking at about $300 for a ticket. Costumes about $300. Definitely a more economic carnival to visit. With their carnival, the only tip I would say is make sure and organize transportation prior to, because they're actually in a stadium, so they're not on the street. All the other carnivals are out in the open. They're confined to a stadium, so the parking is horrible. So we usually just Uber or we hire a taxi or a maxi, as we would say in Trinidad.
Don't drive.
Yeah, and go down there. So, but Miami Carnival is definitely a banger at the end of the year.
I love it. This has been amazing, Kerra. Thank you so much. And this is what you do, and you have a new app.
Yeah, so our team just launched an app called 365 Carnival. So essentially it's for anybody that loves everything Carnival. So it's a one-stop app. You're basically going to be able to find out every carnival in the world, which I believe there are 62 carnivals in the world, if you didn't know that.
Okay.
We need to do a tour. We need to do the 62 tour.
Okay.
So you can find out what carnivals are happening at what date, what bands you can affiliate with the carnivals. And the coolest part about it is the friend finder and truck finder. Because one of the biggest issues that I find is that when you're on the road, I'm always late. So I can never find my truck. I don't know. You know, we're getting makeup done, all these
I've had to run.
So we have a band finder where it's live. You can see exactly where your truck is, what location, and find your truck at all times. It's live, up to date, and you can find your friends. So you would add your friends through an email, and you can track your friends. So it's a great safety tool as well, because there's a lot of people that are coming into these carnivals and have never been. So you can create a little group on that, and you can always see where they are at all times. So it's a great safety tool.
Love it. Kerra, thank you.
Thank you
I
for
really
having
appreciate
me.
this. Thank you so much. Kerra Denel, everyone.